Hey everyone, this is TimeRider, and you're looking at a Majorette issue of the Lamborghini Reventón. This was what Lamborghini called a modern few-off, and according to their website, only 21 were originally produced. 1 went to their museum, and 20 were sold to the general public at a price of €1 million per car. The concept was further developed after its introduction at the 2007 Frankfurt Motor Show and led to the release of the Lamborghini Aventador Coupe. And in 2009, Lamborghini released a roadster version of the car. An additional 15 were produced, bringing the final number to 35. This is a Majorette that was released as a part of a series, and for those of you that might remember, my last experience with a Majorette was interesting, to say the least. I have an idea of what I'd like to do with this casting, so stick around. So the car came in this limited edition pack. How limited is probably a subject of debate, but it came with this interesting little book. And, of course, the casting, which wasn't too badly done. I don't care for the color. It's already been tapped and it's held together with Phillips screws, which, of course, means there's fewer things that I have to do. And the little booklet was kind of neat. It was about the remainder of the Series 1 cars, and it had cool little pictures, and then on the backside there was a little spec sheet. Who knows? Maybe if this turns out okay, I'll look at getting the other 5 and doing the whole series, but we'll see. So, taking it apart was just about getting the Phillips screws out. Lamborghini started in 1963. And at that time, they were never really into motorsports. Some crappy looking wheels there, although they did get raced a lot by other people. The interior, fair amount of detail. Maybe I can do something with that. We'll see. This glass looks pretty good, but it looks like it's going to be pretty dark. And into the primordial ooze. This is that new stuff. This is when I first got it. It was actually kind of cool. Shake for luck. I have 3 cars in there, and you can see the first one I put in there is peeling quite nicely, but that, of course, was one I painted, so we'll see how it deals with factory paint. And then if you're going to do this, my advice is find some way to organize your jobs, or you'll wind up losing pieces. Me, I have those little slide-in drawers in, like a shop organizer. And when I start a project, I make a tray for it. Now, I got the thing out of the stripper, and I'll be honest with you, my first thought was, well, this thing's going to throw me a curve again. My initial thought was that I would like to do this in Spectre Flame. And in retrospect, maybe I still could have, but it wouldn't have gotten the effect that I was hoping to achieve with the Spectre Flame, so... that being said, clean up the casting, do a little bit of filing. It had like a rough surface, and I think they did it, if I had to guess, to make gold paint look like metal flake gold paint. But it left me in a position where I wasn't going to be putting Spectre Flame paint on this anytime soon. I was going to have to come up with another idea. So yeah, I kind of found myself in a place where I really wasn't sure, what to do with this thing. Smoothing that out to polish it was going to be a near impossible task. I figured I'd try running a polish on it and see what it looked like. And you can kind of see from the roof of this thing just how rough that surface is. Anyway, so I kind of picked a direction I wanted to go, and that started with a base coat of Createx Pearl White. And then on top of that, this is Tamiya Red Clear. And I actually, you know, it looked pretty good in red, and I almost just left it like that. But I kind of had something in mind to do something. All this really is going to be for me as a canvas to try something new, which is what I'm going to do with it. So once I got a good coat of the Tamiya on there, and I let that cure for a couple of days, actually. I baked it, and then I let it cure on top of the baking. Then I started to do a yellow fade onto the back of the car. And of course, the tape, if you haven't figured it out yet, I don't mind a little bit of overspray, but I kind of want to stay off the red on the front of the car. I'm going to stop there and save the rest of it until the final reveal. I did want to do something with the interior, so I painted it with Duplicolor White Primer. I wasn't sure what I was going to get because that glass is pretty dark. And while I'd like to use another color for it, I really think I'm kind of married to the black, but I thought maybe I could just put some red inserts into the front seat. When I did this, of course, I had absolutely no idea, you know, what I was going to be able to see, if anything. And I used a little bit of silver paint on the back, on the engine part. But anyway, I'm not going to show you any more that I did to it because it's kind of a surprise, I guess. So we'll get back to where I started, which, honestly, I don't think that they did this car justice. I think this is a really crappy color to paint this thing. That's just my opinion, I guess. But anyway, let's see where I wound up. So what I did here was actually a 4-color fade. It's a red to yellow with a smoke overspray followed by black. I'm not 100% happy with the details that I did on it. They're not bad, but they could be better. And wheels and tires are off of my selection of M2 wheels and tires, if I recall correctly. And I painted them yellow. I thought that would make the red pop really nice on the front of the car. So there will be an episode of The Bench coming up here in just a few moments. I hope you like my Lambo. This is TimeRider, and I'll leave the light on for you. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around for this edition of The Bench. Of course, I'm still polishing away on this 260Z. Actually, it's done. But I don't know quite when I'm going to release it. I still have to put the doggone footage together. And then on the what's coming up new front, yep, I'm finally going to take apart this Land Rover 90 for the Roverland Challenge, where I'm going to make this into a vehicle that I saw in a movie and challenge my pal Dano at Roverland, how the hunk are ya, to tell me what movie it's from, and if he can tell me, I'll send it to him for his collection. And last but not least, man, we got to get on to the Three Blind Mice and that wonderful Angelia casting. I'm really loving on this casting, I got to be honest with you. And we've got some newcomers this month who want to come and build with us. And if you don't see your name splashing across the screen, somehow get a hold of me so I can get you on there and not forget you. You'll notice Devil's Details Diecast is on there, so I didn't forget him this time around. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Hope everybody has a great wet rest of the weekend. I think Kansas City's going to win the Super Bowl in a walk. I guess we'll see. This is TimeRider. Everybody be safe.